So I'm going to run us through the Adobe Summit demo. The Adobe Summit demo is something we worked about 3 weeks on with our partner Jumac, and the main objective of the demo is to show off a multi-channel purchase experience that's facilitated by our technology, so the AEM integration, Cortex, and other AEM products in the mix, to show Mercedes, who's the customer of Brittany Broden. Brittany Broden's a fictional luxury apparel brand that we use for all of our demos. And Mercedes is going to interact with a few different pieces of technology that we built for this demo. So first, she's going to interact with a tablet experience, which is a responsive web experience that's powered by AEM and features the AEM EP integration. We're going to show Mercedes interacting with an iOS application, which is a pure iOS app that connects to EP via the Cortex API, no AEM involved in that touch point at all. And the iOS application is also going to interact with some beacons that are set up at what this is supposed to represent an in-store display at an actual brick and mortar Brittany Broden location. So after we've transitioned through the experience, then we'll wrap up showing a little bit around how the information that we gathered during the purchase experience can be used to then actually manipulate it, and marketer can then optimize that experience for their clients. So first we're going to look at the tablet experience. So now we're looking at the tablet experience. I'm going to pretend I'm Mercedes, who is a brand zealot. She purchases lots of Brittany Broden products. She's got the Apple application installed on her phone, and she's sitting at home one night and she's looking at the new products that are featured in this lookbook. So as I scroll through it on the tablet, this horizontal section here really represents one of the looks, but there's other cool stuff happening here. There's like a looping video and some other marketing material, and you can have many kind of looks that are stacked on top of each other. If I'm to interact with one of these as Mercedes, I want to see a little bit more about this look, I can click on the eye icon over there, and what we're presented with is the information about the look. So there's some metadata here that is just about the look and brings the assortment of products together in a common context. And then there's information about each of the products that's displayed. The media assets and the descriptive elements that you see here are all delivered by AEM, but things like the pricing and the SKU availability, what the sizes are, and the colors that are available for each of the products, that's coming through the EP AEM connector. So that's featuring the integration. Now, I could go ahead and buy this whole look, but being that I'm such a brand zealot and I love the brand, I already own this belt. So it would be foolish to purchase the look. Instead, luckily, we also introduced these hotspots that allow the shopper to narrow in on a particular product that they like in the look as well. So by interacting with one of those hotspots, I can view just the boots, which is maybe the product that really grabbed my attention, and go ahead and add that to the bag. So now we saw the quantity indicator up in the top right on my mini cart. It updated. Now if I open it up, I can see that the Chelsea boot, the product that I'm interested in, is stored in there. And this is of course featuring the AEM integration again. This is via Cortex. It's put it in my persistent cart that can be accessed across multiple touch points and channels. Now for whatever reason, I get distracted and I fail to complete my purchase on the tablet, and I forget about it completely. That's the end of the tablet part. So now maybe it's the next day, or maybe it's a few days later, and Mercedes is walking through the shopping center and she sees a Brittany Broden store. As we said before, Mercedes is a brand zealot. She engages the brand on all the ways that she possibly can. So she's got the Brittany Broden iOS application already installed on her phone. I'm in it now, and when I swipe over from the side here, we can see it shows Mercedes' profile information. So it knows who she is, she's logged in, and the application's aware of who she is and also potentially where she is. I could access shopping bag and other information here, but what's going to happen is that Mercedes is going to be drawn over to the store, and when she sees the store, she'll notice this display looping through all of these media elements featuring some of the products, and she's going to be drawn to walk over to it. So when I walk over to the display, when I reach close enough proximity, a couple of interesting things happen. So first of all, we see that the in-store display has been updated in order to provide a personalized welcome. So because I'm logged into the phone and because I'm close to the beacons, the screen can say, hey, welcome Mercedes, and it actually knows that it's me and that I'm there. It also offers me a special offer saying that if I check out on my mobile device, which it knows that I have with me because I'm in proximity to the beacons, that I'll receive a delightful gift. So this is an interesting way of personalizing an in-store experience, which goes beyond what we're usually just doing online. At the same time, on the application itself, we switched from the welcome screen that we were viewing before, and we shifted over to Mercedes shopping bag, and we can see the Chelsea boot already in there, the same boot that we added last night or a couple of nights before, whatever it was. And this is, of course, a benefit of the persistent shopping cart that can be accessible across multiple touch points. So remember that this device or this experience is not being powered by AEM at all. This is just Cortex and iOS, but it's accessing that common profile of the customer and the information that we know about their interaction across multiple touch points. This demo is integrated with Apple Pay, so it's taken me to now the place that I need to be to just go ahead and complete the purchase. So now I can go ahead and complete that purchase with Apple Pay. So now that we've completed the buyer's journey, we can have a little bit of a look into the admin experience and see how we can view some of the data that fell out about the interactions Mercedes had with Brittany Broden, as well as how any insights that we derive from that can be used to optimize the experience or make changes by a marketer. So what we're seeing here is the Adobe Analytics screen, and this is showing just a simple kind of product view report. Now, everything that we did in the buyer journey was instrumented for analytics. So as I was on the lookbook and I was viewing products, as I was adding them to the cart, we were tracking all of that information against Mercedes. As we transitioned over to the phone and we saw that she logged in on the phone, as we saw that she was in proximity of the beacons and interacting with the screen, we were able to track that information as well. This is showing just kind of the traditional product and kind of online analytics stuff, which really isn't all that interesting. But what is really interesting is if we look at the store visits, each of the pies that are going to display on here represent all of the visits to the individual stores. The big slice, the green slice, is showing off online visits, which accounts for most of them, but the smaller slices are representing actual physical visits to physical stores. And this is where things start getting interesting. Now, this is very simple, the analytics that we're collecting here, but you can see how even just with a little simple information, we were able to create a compelling personalized experience in a retail location. And usually our personalization or kind of manipulation of those experiences really stops on the web. So with that kind of information, we could really take things a lot further and create really compelling experiences for shoppers. Now, that information, whatever reports I set up, and as I gather all of that, I'm going to gather insights around what I might change to optimize the experience for my customers and improve whatever KPI I'm focused on right now, whether that's something like average order value or something like total conversions. So when I go ahead here and switch over, assume all of that stuff's taken place and I have some information, and now I'm a marketer who actually wants to manipulate one of the experiences that my shoppers are going to see. This is the Adobe AEM authoring environment. So we're seeing that lookbook experience here in an editable way. On the left-hand side, these are the components that actually make up the experience. So again, this one image represents a look, and it's actually one of these lookbook components. And over here, as we scroll down, we've got like the media and marketing information that's represented by the other component. Rather than interact with it here as a shopper would, when I click on the components, I get some editor screens. So here, when I do this, we can see that I'm presented with an interface that allows me to manage the metadata associated with the look. So what's the actual graphic that's going to show up? What are the words that are going to show up on the look information panel when I click the eye icon? And if I switch over to the products tab, what are the actual individual products that are linking into the image? Where are they in the catalog? And what are the dimensions for where the hotspots should show up? So maybe the information I got tells me that I need to swap out one of the items in the look for another. I could use this interface to do that. Or maybe I learn that I need to assemble an entirely new look. And that's something that's remarkably easy for a marketer to do with these tools. So if I wanted to create a new one, I can just scroll down to the bottom and I can drag my lookbook component onto the screen. That creates a new empty look that I can populate with the information we saw I can change in the editor. I'm going to go ahead and change the view here to the assets, and now I'm seeing all of the media from the Adobe DAM that I can leverage within my look. Go ahead and drag over the image I want to use there, and now I've got the image in there. And if I edit this, I can then fill in all of the other metadata and link in the individual products that are going to make up my look. So it's that simple. With a couple weeks of work in developing those components, we can arm the marketer with a tool set that allows them to react really quickly to new information coming in and launch or optimize experiences for their shoppers to improve their overall online performance.